Hello friends and welcome back to the channel for Season 48, War Number 2. We have a matchup today against PBT, again with this tactic, which is proving to be pretty difficult for a lot of people, and it'll finally get me today, as you'll see. Team today, Iceman returning to action, Void, who is tactic attacker again this season, very happy about that, and Lady Deathstrike for my old arch nemesis, Node 40 Sauron. But first up, we have this Wong here on Node 9 with Hazard Shift, going in here with Void. He is Incinerate immune, but not Poison immune, so we can only attack into Wong during the Incinerate phase. The rest of the time, we can safely parry here and not worry about it. Also, gotta kind of keep an eye on the power that we're giving him because of power efficiency. He's going to be spamming a lot of special ones. We really don't want to take any special twos on the block. They could possibly be unblockable as well with the right spell. So you can see, like, we're punishing his special one there with only one hit, letting the direct damage over time kind of tick him down here, waiting out the poison phase. The other thing that we have to be worried about is when he builds up enough Eldritch energy, we need to be able to detonate that with a heavy. We can't hit into him with a basic attack, or we're going to take a bunch of damage back. So right here, he's above 80, which I think is the threshold here, so our next attack needs to be a heavy attack. So I'm going to go ahead and hit him during the poison phase here because we're getting backed up against the wall. That's going to detonate his energy. We do take a little bit of a poison debuff on us, but that's not a problem, and he is about to die from the direct damage here. So he finished the fight with 1 bar of power. I don't know if that second bar there counts or not. I guess we'll have to see on the next Void fight. Alright, moving on, we have a KRAVEN here who is tactic on Node 18 with Hazard Shift. Going to go in here with Iceman. This fight is pretty rough. So I was trying my best to manage the Indestructibles here. You can see at the start of the fight we're doing a decent amount of damage. And my goal here was to push him to the special 2 if possible, because with KRAVEN, if you let him throw too many special 1s, especially on a node with Power Focus 1 in play, you can easily get backed up to your wall here. I really mismanaged the traps in this fight. You can see that I probably should have gone like one more light attack closer in order to get my special attack to cross that trap. You can see we're getting kind of backed up already here. We can't, we can't parry too much because he eventually reduces the duration of non-damaging debuffs. And now we have a bunch of Indestructibles on him, so we need to manage those. So there's a lot of stuff in play here with him, and very few hits are required to push him over that next bar of power. So you can see kind of the danger here. Right there, I don't really know what I was doing. I think I was trying for like a blind intercept, and he special intercepted me instead. So I'm trying again to manage the Indestructibles. There we go. He combos me again, and I trigger another Indestructible. It's rough. It's rough. You really have to kind of stay patient. When you feel fights kind of getting away from you, the danger is not that you're going to die. We kind of talked about this in the first video, right? The danger is not that you're going to die immediately. The danger is that if you let them build up too many Indestructibles, like the flow of the fight really kind of gets away from you. So you just kind of need to be patient, focus on what you need to do next, and bring that fight kind of back within your control here. So that's kind of what we've done here. We threw a special into his block a minute ago or so, just to kind of create some space, and this special 2 almost kills him, but one more combo, one more hit rather, will do it. So. Alright, moving up into Section 2, we have a SASQUATCH on Node 25. This is Path 7. This is a path split. Nothing going on here with SASQUATCH, so we're going to be going in here with Void. Easy Void fight. We're going to be knocking him down a lot to remove protection, and basically just managing, his Wrath of Tanarak, etc., etc. So just a standard SASQUATCH fight. Nothing really going on here. There is a Fury there from something that I forget what it is, but it doesn't really matter. And then we'll have enough debuffs on him between Despair and Petrify, and eventually Fear of the Void, that his regen rate is going to be below 0, so he's never going to trigger any of his regen, which is one of the reasons why I really like using Void against SASQUATCH in general here. Yeah, just a bit of a slow fight, very safe. Void has a pretty hefty health pool here, so as long as we don't hit into him while he's unstoppable during Wrath, or we don't take a special to the face. A special 2 here with a couple crits could do some serious damage, so we definitely don't want to do that. All right, he's triggered Wrath here. I'm trying to push him over that second bar of power, so we counter the heavy. We have Fear the Void up, so we don't have to worry about Mystic Dispersion at this point anymore either. That's good for the rest of the fight. And Special Intercept here. I really like Special Intercepting with Void against Sasquatch during Wrath, because his Void special animations are, they're not like super lengthy, but they're not quick either. So you can essentially waste a lot of time of the Wrath timer if you just, throw a special attack. So I like to do that quite a bit. You'll see me do that against like Gauntlet Sasquatch. I do that a lot too. You can see the direct damage adding up pretty quickly here, and just creating some space with some blocked hits. He fires off that special too. We get a couple hits in here with 2 Fear the Void passes up, which is nice attack increase. And then one more special timed with the protection timer is going to do him in. So really solid fight there. Alright, next up we have a Crossbones, another tactic defender on node 34. So in this fight, if he purifies too many things, he's going to go unblockable, and then it's extra difficult to build up that prowess. So what you're seeing me do here is hit into his block a lot to build up prowess. And I mentioned this in the first video, but each prowess that you have on you from the tactic reduces purify ability accuracy by like 34%. So if you have 3 of the tactic prowesses on you, the defender cannot purify any debuffs. So what I'm trying to do in this matchup here is make sure that I have 3 on me at all times, and then all of my parries are going to land safely, first of all. And the fatigue debuffs that you see from the node, which is it Standing in Fear, I think? None of those are getting purified by Crossbones, so he is never going to go unblockable in this fight. Special 2 does some great damage there. He backs off, letting us hit into his block again. His special 1 is very easy to outdamage. I practiced parrying the second hit of that special 1, but I didn't really think that I would need it, and I was right. I didn't actually need to do it in this fight, so he was very cooperative with these specials, and that nice 30k crit there ends the fight. Alright, moving up to Mini-Boss Island. I thought I was done with Node 40 Sauron. Crush 2.0 was over, and he couldn't hurt me anymore. And then I see the plan, and DLO has me taking Node 40 Sauron with Deathstrike. So this goes significantly better than my previous attempts the last couple seasons. Maybe I really underestimated how much the root in Crush really messes with your decks on that special 1. I really feel like when you have that distance from him that I'm trying to keep in this fight, and then you saw me do that in the previous war with Omega Sentinel, the decks becomes a lot easier. I think I missed that first one there, but I think I get the rest of them here. I think this is a rank 3 Sauron, but he doesn't have the physical resistance stat focus that some folks put on their Sauron specifically for this node, because it's basically a Deathstrike fight, guaranteed. Yeah, so we managed to stay in ferocity, I think, for the majority of this fight. I assumed at some point Blexterity was going to get me, and I think that's how I end up losing it. But so we enjoy a minute and a half or so of increased rupture potency and everything, which is really nice. And yeah, it's just a matter of keeping the heal block on him. That'll take care of his unblockable, and of course prevent his regen. Right here, I think, is where I lose my ferocity. Right? Maybe? Yep. Nope. Okay, one more sequence there. I know I lose it at some point, but it's pretty much the end of the fight. He's got 10% health left, so no worries there. Yeah, right there. So yeah, we lose ferocity. No worries though. One more special 1 dex here, and I think another combo into the relic. Why didn't I relic there? That's weird. Maybe I just waited out. Okay, well, that works too, I guess. Alright, last fight of the war for me is this Thing here on 49. Thing is a tactic defender. We had already lost 2 attack bonuses on him, and so I was asked to just kind of give it a go. And I do die to this fight. Void, in theory, is a decent counter here because he has a lot of damage that doesn't require hitting into the opponent, and he's tactic, so we can get rid of the indestructibles. The real problem in this fight, number 1, is that Thing is very passive at the start of the fight here, and I really have a lot of trouble getting these special 1s out of him. So you can see we're triggering the brute force node here, and the degen is pretty outrageous, as you can see. The second problem here is that he lets me intercept him at some point instead of me. I'm trying to hit into his block. He lets me intercept him, which triggers the unstoppable. He pounds me with a combo, and then that's pretty much the end of the fight. He turtles up after that, I think, again, and then brute force does most of the damage. Yeah, right there. So nice 5-hit combo. I stupidly counter the special 1 while he's still unstoppable. That is on me. And now here, 15 rock stacks again. He backs off, tosses a heavy into midair, and brute force is going to, pretty much take care of me there. So, awful fight. I feel like without brute force, that fight is pretty manageable, but you really feel like you are at the complete mercy of the AI with that fight. Between the brute force, the rock stacks that you have to manage, the indestructibles that you have to manage, it's a very difficult, very annoying fight. And my first death of the season. So, RIP Deathless streak. I don't really think I expected to go Deathless this season anyways. So, all right, we did come away with the win here. It was a bit of a bloodbath. I think both alliances were above like 30 deaths, maybe. I forget the exact numbers. So 5 kills for me, 1 death to that thing. I think we just, with all the attack bonuses gone, we just, threw a bunch of bodies at it after that, and didn't really matter at that point. What does matter is that our record has improved on the season to 2-0, so, despite very little to no practice with this tactic, we still find ourselves with a 2-0 record here after 2 wars, which I'm pretty pleased about. So, all right, folks, that's going to do it for this one. If you liked it, please remember to hit that like button. Make sure you sub for additional content coming later. And as always, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.